Welcome. It's time for the live Q&A, and here we are. I've got, as usual, a set of questions here. We're going to go through these one by one, and remember, if you're watching this on YouTube, that you can subscribe and you can click on that bell icon to make sure that you get these Q&As on a regular basis delivered to you straight away. So these questions, if you're joining us for the first time, these questions are being asked by our Premier Property community. And if you're joining us for the first time, my name's Kam Dovedi. I'm the founder of Premier Property, investor developer, and I'm here to assist you and help you to actually move forward in your property journey. So the first question here is coming from our Premier Property community member. It's from Plashy, and Plashy is asking, hi, can you please discuss the ways to say no for a property once we viewed them without impacting the relationship with an estate agent? Also, sometimes Plashy is finding that that they're asking for heavy discounts and the offers keep getting rejected. It can hamper the relationship, she says, with the estate agent, and as a result, estate agents don't really want to be too helpful for viewings. How can we ask for a higher discount, says Plashy, while maintaining a good relationship with the estate agent? Now, to be fair, that's a great question, because that is a question that so many people come to us at Premier Property with. How do you make those offers? How do you get them secured below market value? And how do you get the estate agent to, take you as a serious person, a professional in your field? Whether you're new or whether you're experienced. So how do you do that? Well, there are a number of different hacks that we have at Premier Property that work really well with estate agents. Now, keep in mind that the estate agent's job is to get a sale for the vendor. And that's what they're there to do. However, what they do like to do is work with people where where investors are actually going to be able to perform, and they're going to get the sale through, which is working for the vendor. So what you've got to do is show that you are that professional, you are that person that they can trust, they want to work with to get that sale agreed. So one of the ways, out of the many different hacks that we have that you can use with your estate agents, is what we call making the offer without actually making the offer. So how does this work? Let me share with you how this works. So rather than actually going in, which as many people do, they go into the estate agent and they just offer a number. They say, whatever that figure is. We'd like to offer £250,000, where the market value of that property might be £400,000, let's say. So they've gone in, and they've gone in too low, haven't they? And that tends to burn a relationship. So how do you keep the relationship? Well, the way you can keep this, I'm going to share with you right now. So how this works is, rather than you make the offer, you have the conversation, but you don't make the offer. Hey, Cam, you just said make the offer, but don't make the offer. So let's clarify this. So how does this work in practice? So let me share with you. So you go in, or you're on the phone, usually on the phone with this, making offers. So you call them up and you say, Mr. and Madam Estate Agent, I read that property, 123 ABC Street. I think it's got great potential. And, I've thought about making an offer, but I don't really know if I should. So, what have you done? You haven't made an offer, have you? You've just put it in mind that, you may make the offer, but you're not going to. So after you've said that, I'm thinking about making an offer, but I don't know if I should. And then you zip it. You just stay quiet just for that 10 seconds, that 30 seconds, that 60 seconds. And what you'll notice is the estate agent, because the estate agent is there to make a sale, right? So the estate agent is there, they're going to come back to you and say, well, what is your offer? And then you reply, well, if, and the key word in this sentence is the word if. If I was to make the offer, it would be around the 250-ish mark. Now, the estate agent is going to do one of three things at this point. One thing they might say is, well, the vendor, he's had a couple of sales fall through, so he's actually thinking about that. Let me put it forward to him and let's see what he says. That's one thing that'll happen. Second thing that might happen is this. So, that's quite a low offer, but let me put it to him and let me find out what he comes back with. Or the third thing that might happen is, oh, no, they're not going to accept that. And at this point, you say, this is exactly why, Mr. Madam Estate Agent, I did not want to make the offer. Is there anything else that I can view? What else can I view? So, do you notice what you've done there? So you haven't made the offer. They've come back to you and given one of those three options. And then if it's a one that works for you, brilliant, you get the offer agreed. And if it doesn't, and they say, oh, that's too low, you then reiterate there that that's why you didn't want to make the offer. And your relationship is there. Now, we use so many of these different hacks, and we work with really good estate agents, to be fair. People that are really actually on your side, and they're doing the sale, they're working for the vendor. So they're finding that match. And you can find these people, one of 88% of our deals at Premier Property actually come from estate agents, and it works really well. So, feel free to use it, test it out, have some fun with this, play around with this, enjoy it, and, really secure your financial freedom, absolutely. And I just want to say a quick hi to the people that I'm seeing here. We've got Melody, give me a quick wave. We've got Pearls joining us as well. Nick's here as well. We've got Diana, we've got Maurice, some of the people that I can see on here as we're discussing this. So feel free, guys, to, if you're liking what I'm sharing with you here, feel free to like or smiley face or whatever, I love to hear from you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you know that you can subscribe, very easy. And you can click on that bell icon and get the latest videos if you haven't already. If you have, brilliant, good for you. I'm doing this every week. And again, I would love to hear your comments. And anything you want to comment, feel free to comment. And if you've got any questions, then feel free to ask. And there is no silly question. You're at Premier Property, and at the end of we treat everybody here that joins us like family. So ask what you like. There's no judgment, okay? So we're moving forward to the next question. Next question is from Melody Barnes. Really adds on to Plash's question, to be fair. And Melody's asking, could you give some examples of acceptable reasons you might use to back up your offer if it's below market value, and to show that the estate agent that you're not wasting their time? Yes, Melody. So how you can actually do this is it's all about being very gentle with with your language and just honouring the estate agent, because you got to remember that estate agents come. There's so many people that have been on so many training courses where they've been taught some interesting things, like make 40% below market value offers, you got to have discounted offers, or making offers with no money, or going in there and saying you're working with hundreds of investors. I mean, no one's a fool, right? You got to keep it real. You got to keep it real. So how can you do this? Well, it's all about the next day. It's all about feedback. So you always, if you're like us at Premier, you always give them feedback. And one of the feedbacks, can be is, thank you very much for showing us that property. Now, we're happy to make an offer on that. Now, it's going to be on the lower side, but the reason for that is because, it needs some love and care and attention. So you're being very gentle with your language. It needs some love, care and attention. It needs, it needs updating. It's got great potential, but it needs updating. And this is the reason why we're making this offer. You can go to the next level, and you can also say to them, well, you can get the estate agent to work with you and actually work out the refurbishment. Now, normally what happens is that, you're working at an investor professional level. Estate agents are working with refurbishment crews where usually they're working with not the subcontractors, but the main contractors. So my point is that there's usually a margin, a bigger margin in there for contractors. So any figures that typically estate agents will give you are usually higher than what you will find your own contractors for them to be, because you're dealing your wholesale, you're in there with the subcontractors yourself, if I'm making sense. So you can go to the estate agent and you can ask them and work through with them. Okay, so we've got this property here. It's £250,000 is what we're offering. The market value is 400,000. So let's have a look at the work that's required. So we've got to pay stamp duty. So how much would that be, Mr. Estate Agent, Madam Estate Agent? Oh, okay. So you work out the stamp duty costs. Oh, okay. So it needs a refurbishment. So what do you think? They add in their 50,000 or whatever that number is. So, as you add these numbers, what you're doing is you're taking it away from the end value, the GDV, the end value. So you're taking it from there. So you've got the 400,000 and you're chipping away by working these numbers out. Then, at the last point, what you say to the estate agent is, well, Madam Estate Agent, I'm an investor, and is it okay that I make a little bit of money from this? Because this is what I do as a living, this is what I do as my part-time career. I have a lot of fun doing this, but, at the end of the day, I'm putting some gentle effort into this. Is it okay that I make some money from this? And of course, anyone in the right mind, you're providing a service, you're doing some work, of course they're going to say, yes, of course you should make a margin in there. So you get them to actually say the margin from their mouth themselves for you, the percentage or the amount of money. And what you will find is by doing that, by chipping away in the right way, showing them the actual figures that you're actually going to be having to have the capital expenditure of, they will listen to you and they will come to the conclusion, near enough the offer that you already made. So you'll find them coming to that £250,000. But you haven't told them. They've actually worked that out for themselves, which is what people have to do, right? So that's another way that you can justify it. Hopefully that explains that, Melody. I've gone into a lot of depth there. Please use this, think about it, practice it yourself, practice it with your friends, and just, go out there, get the deals, and just continue to enjoy the information, practical things that you can actually do. Great question, Melody. If you're loving this or you're liking this or whatever it is, feel free to send a smiley face, thumbs up, whatever you like. We've got Binish joining us as well. Hope I'm the right way around on this video. Let's move on to the next one. So Maurice, another one of our Premier Property community members, Maurice Chaka, is asking, what are your top tips for choosing a good, great letting agent? Great question, Maurice. So here's my top 3. Number 1, make sure that they are asking for the right investment. Anybody who is free, anybody who's charging less than 5%, well, how are they living? You've got to ask yourself that question, haven't you, right? So a good estate agent is anywhere in the realms of 8 to 12%. That's where they need to be. Any less than that, 8 to 12%. And of course, as you build relationships, as they get to know you, that you'll find that you can negotiate that deal and you can get those figures down lower, but you always start from 8 to 12%, shows a good letting agent. That'd be number 1. Number 2 is making sure that they conform to the rules and regulations. So they need to be part of a mandatory scheme for letting agents. Are they part of that? So that's another crucial one. So are they part of that? Check in that. Third part would be just to check in, how well do they know the area? So the letting agents that I love to work with are people like us, where they're property investors, they're developers, and over a little bit of time, personally, I've been doing this for the last 29 years now. So people that have been doing this for over, let's say, 2 decades plus, they've got a lot of experience and they love to share as well. And they seem to be usually very friendly, helpful people when it comes to letting agents. And they like sharing information, just because they want to do a bit more for people, because they can. So what you find, Maurice, is find the independent local letting agents with a couple of decades of experience. That's what you're looking for. Marry that into with the accreditations, marry that into with they're charging between 8 to 12%. So they're my top 3 for you. Hope that helps you, Maurice, on that one. Next up, we have another question here. This is from Jill Chang. And in fact, Jill Chang is here saying, hi Cam, smiley face. Nice to see you here, Jill. Wonder which part of the world you're in. Jill travels a lot, all over the place, right? Aren't you, Jill? You're in Italy one day and I don't know where you are right now. So let's discuss this. So Jill saying, I heard these days it takes lenders a lot longer to process mortgage applications. I also saw a few properties back in the market for the same reason why the mortgages take too long for buyers to get. What's the estimated time to complete the transaction these days? Any tips I could use while putting my offers in? And any tips to make sure the transaction completes on time? Great question, Jill. So here's the truth. The fact is, lenders are lending. However, you're quite right to point out they are slower. Obviously, there's these lockdown situations that have happened, we all know about, and we've all had to adapt to these. There are people working from home. Systems are a little bit slower. There are, unfortunately, people being laid off. there's talks of second lockdown, which as property investors actually helps you when you think about it, when you're finding good deals, although it doesn't help the economy, to be fair. But, there are a lot of positivities there to help you to move forward. And you're quite right, the length of time has been elongated. Now, we've had a number of mortgage applications that have been going on, new purchases and refinances. And what I've personally noticed is that you're quite right, literally double the time frame at least for the normal time it takes for a mortgage. I mean, we've had situations where the valuations are normally happening within 2 to 3 days, which have been taking 2 to 3 weeks to happen. Getting back to the actual lenders, the lenders actually underwriting, the time frame, it's really been elongated. So, I would suggest that you keep this in mind and, factor in a time frame anywhere between 6 weeks to 3 months for your finance. 6 weeks, depending on the lender, depending on what type of project and so on, anywhere between 6 weeks to 3 months. Hopefully you got that. Now, the great news for you is you get a sale agreed. The estate agents know this. The owners, the sellers, they know this. So, people are, pretty reasonable and they'll understand, and you can actually, let them know of the situation and they'll accept that. So, deals that we're doing, sale gets agreed. The estate agent knows how long it's going to take. One thing we do keep doing is keeping updating them. At Premier Property, we continuously update your agents, your sellers, you continuously update them, keep the communication crystal clear. And if you're following what I'm saying, what you'll find is people will be very reasonable and they'll understand that. So it's okay that it takes actually longer. You can still get your sales agreed. And, what you've built in is a little bit of patience, and that patience helps you to secure the deal. And to be fair, you're doing it quite fast, actually. You're doing it very fast, to be fair. 3 months ain't that long time, is it really, in the whole great scheme of things? So, test that deal, communicate, let them know, anticipate the time frame, take a chill pill, and just get on with it, is my suggestion. Great question, Jill. You're helping yourself, and you're helping a lot of people listening in here. So we're going to move on to next question. Melody saying, thank you. Great to have you. See you here, Melody. Great. Maurice is saying thanks as well. You're here live as well. And Jill's here as well, so great. So your questions are all getting answered, I hope, and I hope these are making sense for you, and that you're going to take action with these. Okay, so, and by the way, if you're watching this and you're not part of our Premier Property community, well, you're always welcome. You can join us. Check us out on Facebook as well, Premier Property Community is the group that you're looking for. Premier Property Community. Just ask to join and we will invite you in, of course. A lot of information, some really cool people. Come and join us. It's another way you can connect with us. Okay, so next question is by Rajwant. Before we come to Rajwant's question, I'm going to come on to Anna's question. Anna is saying, hi, I need an independent solicitor to complete an independent advice form as part of my mortgage documentation. Do you have any recommendation for someone? Who can I do it quickly with and low fee? So, Anna, you know me very well. Just connect up with me, email me, and I will connect you up. If you do that today, I will do that today for you. Okay, so nice and easy one there. Well, easy one for you. Took me 20 odd years to find these people, but cool. Next up, we have Rajwant. So Rajwant is asking, hi, if you used one mortgage broker, and then for the next deal, is it better to go back to the same mortgage broker, or to get a different mortgage broker, or go with the estate agent's mortgage broker? Okay, so triple whammy there. 3 things being asked at the same time. Well, here's the thing. Estate agents, mortgage broker. Now, estate agents will have mortgage brokers, and they're reasonable, but we don't tend to go with them necessarily, because you want a whole of the market mortgage broker. You want someone independent, and that's the ones that we focus on. And at Premier Property, that's the one you're going to get the best results with. So politely listen to the mortgage broker with the estate agent. Give them a chance to just share with you what they've got to give, what the opportunity is, and then really aim for a independent mortgage broker, which is whole of market. Whole of market. That's what you want to be asking. Okay, so that answers that part of the question. Now, the question is, do you want to make it easy for yourself, or do you want to make it even more challenging for yourself? And I like to make it easy wherever we possibly can. So if you've dealt with a mortgage broker and you're happy with a particular service, you know what you're getting is really good, well then why not stick with them? So they'll have all your information. It might need some updating, but majority of the information will be already there. So it just makes it easier for you. So if you work with one, you can just repeat that process and just make your life so much easier. Most of the information will be already there. So that's the way to do it. If that mortgage broker wasn't that great, then of course you change to someone that's really good. There you are. There it is. Short, sharp answer on that one. And if you're watching this on YouTube, now's the time to subscribe if you haven't already, and click on that bell icon. And I will see you same place, same time next week. It's Kam Dovedi helping you to take your property investing to the next level. I'll see you in the next one. This has been exciting, hasn't it? See you soon.